part one of a two-part series.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Strong. In today's video, let's get crafty.
So the Points of ARTiculation, we do a live stream where we show custom items that we build for to enhance our collection for toys. And this challenge is taking an item out of a recycle bin, trash, or whatever, and creating something out of it. So I'm going to use these Pringle cans here. So I think I can do some pretty cool stuff with these. Let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a prime coat on these two things. And I'm going to do one lid. I'll prime the lid on this one. The other one I have something else to do to it before I prime it. Okay, one good coat of primer is all it takes, and I did spray a little bit on the inside, but you don't need to. So right here I'm just putting painter's tape over the parts that I don't want paint on it, because it's got this lid has to have a window. So after putting the painter's tape on, I'm gonna put some prime on it. So the painter's tape is gonna keep it so it's like the window is still there on the lid once I remove the painter's tape. For this one, I'm actually gonna add some elastics to add some detail to it. So how regular like barrels, they have like rings around them. So I'm gonna add a couple of elastic bands and then I'll spray paint it. Definitely not the easiest task to make it straight, but what I'm doing is I'm sticking my finger and I'm going around in a circle, and then I'll let it go, let it out, and then I'll adjust it. Go around the band and adjust it, but it definitely gives it a pretty cool look, in my opinion. We'll see what the final results look like. Now I flip this one over so I can get the underside of the elastic bands to make sure it's nice and even. And I also painted the bottom of the can, because if you wanted to, you can actually just flip it over and make it so it's like a sealed can, which is another cool little idea too. So now let's remove the tape. And as you can see, we have a window here. I'll add a little bit more details, and it'll look pretty cool. So I'm going to cut a line straight across and have it pretty thin. Just go all the way across, and I'm going to use it for added detail. This is the added detail I'm talking about. So this is like the frame that goes around the windows with the rivets in it. So now you got to cut the tape so it has a little curve in it, and then put those on either side. So right now I'm just trimming the extra pieces off to make it nice and rounded and just nice and neat. Now I'm putting a piece over the glass so when I spray paint it, it doesn't spray paint the glass. So I'm going to remove the tape that's in the middle and see how that looks. Not too bad. Do a little touch up here and there. It's not perfect, but you know, it's actually not supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to look old, but yeah. So I'm actually gonna paint the tape a different color gray just to make it stand out. And I mixed some paint a while back, so let's see if it's still, yeah, it's still wet. So this was darker gray, and now we'll give that a little coat. And there's actually some brown in it too. So let's mix it up. Give that a shot. So that looks pretty good. Actually, I think I'm going to paint the edges too a dark gray. So now for the fun part, I'm actually going to do some of the writing, the warnings and all that stuff on it. This will take a little bit of time, so I'm going to tape up where the lines have to go, and wish me luck. So I put a piece of painter's tape so I can put the first words in this line. It gives me guidance, and then I'll continue. I have 4 lines to do, so fingers crossed it works. So I picked up these white smooth ink flow white pens. So hopefully when I'm writing it works. Never done it before, but if this doesn't work, then I can always print out the image and just stick it to it. But I'm gonna try it this way. Next line. Wish me luck. Looks pretty good. Department of the Army. So while taking off the tape, I kind of peeled some of the paint off. No big deal, I can touch that up, no problem. But yeah, I'll spray a little bit in a can and just touch it up, no biggie. So next line. I know we are our worst critics, but after looking at it, I think I wrote the letters a little too big. I probably should have made them a little bit smaller. So to touch up some of the mess ups here is I'm going to put this piece of paper around it and just spray paint it. Should be easy. And again, this is supposed to be a Department of the Army in case of emergency call, and then I'll put the number down below. But and then I'm going to rough it up. I'm going to make it look old. So none of this part doesn't really matter, but if I waited for the primer to dry longer, it probably would have stuck a little bit better, but you know, I'm kind of impatient and it really doesn't matter. So the tape's on for the final line. I'm going to do call 1-800-454-8000. So now I'm just going to dry brush some brown to give it a little bit of rusty and dirty. So I have 3 different types of brown here, so I'll give it a go and just mess around with it and have fun. So I'm going to use the white pen to put 4 rivets on each side of the lid. Okay, it's just about done. Paint's not 100% dry, but I can show you roughly what I did. So obviously you saw me paint it, but they sell these puck lights, right? So these puck lights, they go like in a cup holder in a car. So you can put your drink on it, and they change multiple colors and stuff. So I thought this would be a cool idea to stick it inside of here like that. See how it lights up? Then I take my zombie, and this is a vintage Michael Jackson Thriller zombie doll. So we're gonna stuff him inside, pull up his pants like that, stuff him inside like that, right? So you can see him pretty good. Then I'll put the lid on, and you can see the zombie. Won't close it because the paint's not fully dry yet. But there we go. Return of the Living Dead. Department of the Army. In case of emergency, call 1-800-454-8000.
There they are.
His body's in there? Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
So I have a few colors here, so I'm going to try this. Check out part 2 to see how I made the toxic barrel. So before I go, I just want to say, so this was my first attempt. So I did this like a week ago, and I wasn't too happy because I felt like I was cheating. So I actually printed out the image from an image online of the actual barrel from the movie Return of the Living Dead. I mean, it looks good, but the colors don't really match with the paint job, and it's kind of sloppy. But it was a good attempt. I do like the cover I made. The cover came out really good. So I could actually swap it and put it on that one if I wanted to. So let me know what cover. Let me take this cover off. What cover do you like better? This is the one I did today, and this is the one I did like a week ago. Still could do a little bit of work, but let me know. Give me some pointers. Give me some ideas. I actually like them, but everything you can always improve. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff, and remember, stay crafty, and we are all geek strong. Take care, everyone.